Hello everyone, thanks for joining on YouTube. There's like 2 and a bit minutes left. I said to the guys on Discord, I'm going to let it run. We'll wait the 2 and a bit minutes. All the announcements says the stream starts on the hour. So I don't want to announce anything or chat about any big thing before we get there, because everybody is going to say, oh, but you said you're only starting then, and then you cheated us. We don't want that. So, welcome everybody on Discord as well. It's nice to have a rather full house here as well. We've got 18 on YouTube, Uncle John.
Excellent. So we've got a total of 29.
Well, I don't know how many guys are sharing the view, but yeah, something like that.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, part of the delay was that we found a bug, obviously, like I've typed there in the comments. One of our testers found a problem in that you see kilograms on the screen instead of pounds when you're supposed to see pounds. So me and Zibo had a quick chat about that, and he said he'll fix it in the next release, which will be 8J. Wow, we're going through this alphabet again, eh? I have absolutely no idea what you're trying to ask there, Steve, because that stupid heart is in my view. I can't see what you're typing. I hate it. Just put a full stop and enter. Let it just lift your typing there, man. I can't see what you're saying. It took a little bit of our time. Zibo says the calculations are right, but the display is wrong, so it's just one of those things. It works in kilograms, so that was just a bug. Scran in the background. What the hell is scran? You guys with your slang, I don't understand that. What's scran? Can somebody explain to me? Food. My son is busy eating here next to me, and I'll tell him he must not. You see, hey, now he hears I'm talking about him, and now he purposefully goes and eats the teaspoon or the fork or the whatever.
Rubbish in.
Yeah. All right, we've just gone past the hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome officially. To start off, first of all, I just want to say thank you to Delta, who we had a quick chat as well. I now have permission to post on the Laminar Research Discord the streams that we do. So thank you guys for that. So it's going out to the official channels now as well. Zibo, I presume you're watching. Welcome. Thank you for all the work you do, and then all the testers and everybody involved, all you guys with the support. Thank you very much. I initially didn't want to fly the beta tonight, but because Twkster is now given a new flight model, and because the flight model changes in 12.08, obviously it all just pointed in the direction. McTrying was the one that convinced me finally, let's go do the beta. So we're going to give it a best shot, see what happens. Zibo obviously wants a full flight, and that's what he's going to get. So if you guys have questions or something, just pop it through. I'll attend to it when I can. The other guys here on Discord, if you see a question and you can answer it, feel free. Guys on stream, help each other out, and then, we'll do what we can. Hello, John McPherson. Welcome. Hello, Rob. Okay, so we're going to do the same kind of test we did. Let's just quickly go outside, show you. That jetway I did test it earlier, it was moving. It's very close there, uncomfortably close, but we're going to do our best. So for those of you that have seen it or not seen it, we're going to use this Autoflight handling. The icon has not been renamed. I did count the votes. We had a clear winner, it wasn't a tie, with all the three names, from the three names, two of them obviously stood out above everyone else, and then the one was a clear winner, so we don't have to worry about it. But remember what I said, it's in Zibo's hands, at the end of the day, if he's going to rename it or not. So I'm not going to reveal the name. It's not important until Zibo does that, so it's not important. But here we are. So let's use this thing. I just want to quickly grab this OFB in PDF format as well, so we can actually compare the notes. And for those of you that haven't figured it out, English is not my first language, so if I talk gibberish, just bear with me. Variation. Yeah, we work, we work. So let's quickly get this thing on the screen here. Guys on Discord, you can see it, right?
See, yes.
Yes, yes.
Right. Yeah, it's new pages in the EFB. So basically, you'll see what it does now. I try. The guys here have been good to me to help me with my English, but I do sometimes struggle, so it happens. Anyway, okay. So what is going to happen for the new guys that haven't seen this? Basically, from that B738x.xml file, we can now load the OFB into the EFB. All right, and then it's part of my job is just to test that everything works. So we've got 164, 1.3 is in the cargo. Then we've got 5.7. So if you round that off, that will be 5.7. And the zero fuel weight also, it's a rounding issue, 61.5. It will round off. Okay. So on that note, two things quickly. First of all, Zibo's rounding and Simbrief's rounding has never ever really matched. Okay. So in my install guide that I wrote for the Zibo, and in the training we do, there's something that you might not have picked up on, but we've got like a 30 or 40 kilogram hidden value in there. We sometimes use 30 kilograms, we sometimes use 40 kilograms in our load setup, and that is to compensate for the difference in rounding between Simbrief and the Zibo mod. Okay, now with Zibo taking the actual values now from the XML file, okay, it seems to present with a slight discrepancy, which means I might have to remove that little hidden 30 or 40 kilograms, but I'll play with it, and then obviously I'll update the install guide once we've settled on the mathematics. Okay, so far so good. It looks like we balance and all those things, so I'm not too concerned about it, but I did want to mention that to you. Then secondly, my Zibo profile in Simbrief, the official one that we publish, okay, actually uses 104 kilograms. That would include 79 kilograms for a passenger and 25 kilograms for a bag. And one of the things I did not pay attention to, I noticed it happened, we did mention it, but I never went and did the mathematics. Okay, so what's going to happen when everything is loaded? That 1,300 kilograms is going to grow quite a bit. And basically what Zibo does with this auto load facility is he splits the two. Okay, so the 164 you can times by 79. Then what you need to do is you need to take 25 kilograms, times it by 164, and add it onto 1,300, and that is why the cargo actually looks like all of a sudden it's grown. So if anybody was wondering what happened, that's what happens. He splits the two values. So he puts 164 times 25 on top of 1,300. And again, it might not be perfectly rounded. It might be kind of slightly off, but it's close. So that's the kind of idea of what happens behind the scenes and why that one value will change. At the end of the day, the zero fuel weight is what everything is about. Okay, the zero fuel weight literally is the most important thing. All right, so just to put your minds at ease, if you see the values change, that's the reason it changed. Okay, does that make sense? Hope it does.
Can I question, Zibo?
You
Sorry.
Nico.
Yeah, you can.
I always wondered why in the profile there's 104 for passenger and 0 for cargo instead of 79 for passenger and
It's easy.
25 for
Okay,
cargo.
it's an easy answer. Okay, the split came into being because of SAM. Okay, and in the Zibo mod, there is a setting in the EFB where you can enable external loading, and it would have been beneficial in that scenario. Okay, because that never really worked out 100%. I just said stick it, and I just went back to the ordinary all-in-one value of 104. But in doing so, that's also part of the problem we have with the rounding, because in actual truth, when I did the testing the last time, SimBrief doesn't really use 104. It's 104 point something, 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 and that point something, something becomes significant, over great values or numbers. And this is, the stuff that we just play with in the background that you guys don't necessarily see, and why we then tell you to do one thing and not the other thing. Just to, as Steve rightfully mentioned there, some of the flight simmers that we deal with, okay, split hairs down to the very last decimal point, I promise you. And if they don't see on this paper what they see on the screen, or on the screen what they see on paper, I promise you, the kind of fights we've had with users is incredible. The way that they are childishly, pedantically fighting about 1 kilogram sometimes, okay? And, we try and do our best to match everything. And then, we do a test in that direction, then a test in that direction, then we decide which one is the better, and that's the one that gets published, basically. Okay, at the end of the day. Sorry, long answer for a short question.
Well, thank you very much for the explanation. I get it now. Thank you.
No problem. I actually don't have any drinks next to me, Owen, and my mouth is probably going to run dry with all the explanations and everything. But okay, anyway, while we are talking, I'm going to quickly move this thing out of the way. Let's click on activate. All right, so the moment we click on activate, you see, look, there's the split. It happens immediately. Now, there, your jetway automatically comes to us. If we go to ground services, we should see doors and things opening.
Is connected and starting refueling.
All right, there's the refueling guy. He was just talking in the background, and things need to happen. And there you go. There we have the doors. Right, so the cleaning can start. You'll see the cleaning services is now active. You should be able to hear it as well. Okay, so the whole pageant is now started, and you can go back and you can actually see the percentage of completion, where it goes to. Okay, and it all happens by just clicking activate. Simwings, my native language is Afrikaans, which is similar to Flemish and Dutch. Christopher. Co-pilot, yeah. You must speak to Eugenie about that one. He'll make you one, I promise. You must just talk to him. I'm not answering that one. Hello, Vim. Yeah, it's very nice. So if we go onto the outside, you'll see it will automatically bring, the crew and everything for you to do what needs to happen. Now, one of the things that we are having a bit of trouble with is this thing. I clicked the wrong one. Disable, equipment, enable, and enable the line maintenance van. All right, so I've spoken to Yeri about it, okay? And what happens is, depending on the winds, these things actually appear and disappear. The tolerance needs to be set a little bit better, but It's in my opinion, just a small setting that needs to be set, and then at least, you see, look, the wind's blown them away, and the minute later they'll reappear again. It's just one of those things. If we can get that to work proper, then you don't have to go and buy ground services, and you get it for free, And I mean, Yuri's been instrumental. He made this truck and that guy and so many of the components of the Zibo that you guys work with every flight that you do. It would be nice to have a Yuri ground services proper, for X-Plane 12. Because in X-Plane 11 it works pretty very nice, but in X-Plane 12 it's struggling a little bit. Alright, so refueling is done. Owen, yeah, I saw the second part of your question, but we'll talk afterwards. Vim, I have no idea. If anybody else flies VR and you can answer that question, feel free. Feel free to answer. Yes, we all are aware that Laminar is raising the price, and they did give a pretty good explanation. I mean, if we want to move forward and get better component support, level of programming, unfortunately it costs. Everything goes up, unfortunately. It's just how it is, Alright, Cavo Simulations, hello, welcome. Alright, so while this is going, I'm actually going to start doing the rest of the setup, otherwise we're not going to get out of here.
Nico, is the battery drain bug fixed with this
Yes.
latest?
Yeah, Zibo has written his own code to compensate for the bug, so it's fixed.
Just to clarify, that was a change in the coding when they released 12.08 that's caused it.
Yeah. Oh, landing altitude, what is that? Let's quickly see. 355. So 350 degrees. Alright, so the cleaning sounds done. So there you go. Now it's loading the packs, and you should hear that ambience as well.
Guys, the wheel's on board.
Right, Trish starting to talk to us. That's fine now. It's to you.
Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Vim, when it's done, there is already this one bug that caused a delay that Zibo knows of. So we'll probably get an 8J next to test, and obviously when we give him the go-ahead, he'll pull the trigger and we can release it. So you just got to hang in there. Sorry, man. But if anybody flies with pounds instead of kilograms, they're going to spit fire if we give them this thing as is. They're not going to be happy. Right, so let's request our plan. Hello, Yaku. No, it doesn't call the default ground services in X-Plane. It calls the jetway. All right. We have discussed other ideas regarding ground services and stuff. Yeah, you're right, and to an extent there, of course. Yeah, agree. Righto, so let's go check. We've got 17. MANIK. ILS will be 20. Let's go check quickly. I know it's one of these ones. Let's go check. 6B. Right. And we're going to go to final. Right, so over here, this upcat is in there twice. I noticed that earlier, so we need to get rid of the one. So we're going to take that final approach fix and just overwrite that one. That's perfectly fine. Right, so let's step. And now we're going one way only. Alright, route, perf init. Let's go and have a look, see how far we are with all the loadings. Okay, so cargo still needs to load, Bax is still loading. Fuel at least is done, so let's just request. So this way at least we can do all the performance stuff. Load. Alright, let's quickly get our PDF on the screen again. Let's go check, make sure. 61.5. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, when it's in the small writing, it means it's imported. When it goes big, it means it's the current one. Okay, so we know it's still loading. We're not going to press there because then it's going to be way out. Okay, we have to wait until all the loading is done, and then obviously we can just make sure that it actually balances. In terms of reserves, we can use the 2.8. Right, and execute. Then N1 limit, we can do that. That's 5. Right, I think we have to wait until it's fully loaded before we can really set this. The CG is going to continuously change now as it loads. So there's no point in going further. We might as well just delete that and just wait for the loading. How many of you other guys have tested I, or are you all waiting for me to test it and then you go test it?
Waiting for you.
Okay.
Are your cargo handlers on strike?
Well, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm asking.
That's worrying. That's worrying. That should have been finished with now.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's a lot of kilograms in there.
Yeah, Pax is always last.
Yeah. Hello, Cooper. Welcome.
Well, I'm sure Zibo can see it.
Yep.
Oh,
No, it's a test flight, Cooper. We've got a new flight model. If you read the pin post in the top of the comments, you'll see the change log. And we've got a new flight model, so we actually have to fly. We can't just do a 30-minute job on the ground and then walk away like last night. There's the doors closing. Okay, well, cargo did not exactly load, so we're short. We're short.
Flight attendants prepare for departure. Cross-check.
Payload needs to be 18.4.
yeah. Can you manually put it in still, Nico?
Suppose.
Can anybody think of any reason why it didn't load?
No. No. Put it in for this exercise.
Yeah, Zibo says it's a bug. Must be a bug. Thank you, Zibo.
Board boarding door has been closed. Once again, we're getting all passengers to remain seated at this time. Please double check the security of your seatbelts. All electronic devices do need to be turned off and put away at this time. This does include all cellular phones and two-way pagers. Flight attendants, please prepare your doors for departure and cross-check.
Alright, okay, well,
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting
we
refueling.
know it's a bug,
Ground flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you
so
are good
we
to go.
might as well. We can't even change it there. Okay, well, it's a bug, so I'm not going to worry about it. It
You've
just,
got your fuel.
yeah, we've got what we needed, so let's just go and check. Okay, so if we go back to our perf init. You see, okay, let me just stop there quickly. There's bound to be new guys watching the video or on stream. The reason we call it a test flight is it's exactly what it is, right? So Zibo writes the code, I test and show, and then we've got a couple of other guys here in the background testing. Some are real 737 pilots, some are not. You know, some are just simmers. But basically, this is the kind of way we do it, and then it obviously gets reported back to Zibo, and he can then fix it. So we are expecting 61.5, but in reality, look where that zero fuel weight sits. Yeah. Okay, let's try something. Let's do this, right? So what we do is we go and we cancel this thing completely. And then see if we can do it here. You see, now we can do it here. Give me a second. So this needs to be 18.4. Right, that's more like it. And then we should have the correct zero fuel weight. So if we double click it now, see 61.5. Okay, so that's a clear bug. This is C++. All the new stuff Zibo does is C++. Ex-Lua ran its course and then it became a bit bloated and a bit cumbersome and all. And Zibo's been translating, constantly almost for like, what's it, 4 years already? Trying to get to C++, the new stuff C++. Okay, I'm happy. We can continue, so let's go do this side of things. Alright, so let's go and look at that graph, that loading. Okay, so we want to throw a little bit of it into the back. Let's take what, 400.
Keep in mind, the closest exit may be behind you. On this airplane, life rafts are located in ceiling compartments. Each cabin exit door and some exits.
See, this is a rounding thing. I have to add one to make the rounding work. Let's try again. There you go. Alright, we're getting closer. I'm not going to waste more time. I'm just testing it. Alright, we're at 21.2. I'm happy. No worries.
If the aircraft cabin loses pressure, the panel above your seat containing oxygen mask will open automatically.
While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, quickly reach for the nearest mast and pull down.
Okay, no, I hung up my wings many years ago. This is me just keeping the dream alive with a flight sim at this point in time.
Breathe normally. Even though oxygen is flowing,
the speed, Nico.
I beg your pardon? Yeah, no, I'll do the rest just now. I'm looking for the METAR quickly so I can set my QNH.
Or between seats. The safety instruction card shows the exact location.
To use the vest, open the cover by pulling the red tab.
Thanks, Tommy. Anyway.
Remove the vest from the package like this.
Put the vest on over your head, wrap the strap around your waist, and attach the buckle. Pull the loose end of the strap to tighten.
Once outside, pull down on the red tab.
Something went out of sequence there because Trish was supposed to come and actually close the door and all. So what Zibo said in the release notes is there was a clash with the FMOD, with the Audiobird code. But it seems like it fixed one thing but created another problem because she needs to come and tell us when the cabin is secure and we're ready to go.
Ready for pre-flight procedure.
All right. B2 is 148. Steve, we've got a winner, but it's in Zibo's hands. He has not effected the name yet, so at the end of the day, it is his, privilege to choose. If he wants to use it or not. We gave it our best shot. We've got a winner, and if he wants to use it, we'll find out soon enough. Right, airport can come on. Airport can come on. That's right. Yeah, 171.
All commands and checklists aborted. Trim up.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Enjoy, Cooper.
Ground to
I'm just glad
cockpit.
you're not trying to get
South is driving
into
up.
Leeds Bradford.
Oh, really? Yeah, I heard the weather is a bit off.
Well, there's one just had to do a go round. One off down to East Midlands, one to Manchester.
Yeah.
Diverts.
Wow. Hey Neil, before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Before start procedure complete. Ready for before start checklist.
Before start checklist.
Before start checklist.
There's the nose lift.
Papers.
On
Still
board.
connected and bypass
Flight deck
circuit.
door.
Release parking brake.
Closed
Starting
and locked.
pushback. You may start the engines.
Fuel. Pumps on. Passenger signs. On. Window.
Locked. Come on. Locked.
Locked. MCP. Pre-flight procedure.
Oh, come on.
All commands and checklists aborted.
I hate it when those things are so close to each other and you click the wrong thing. Start number 2 engine. Start number 2 engine. Come on.
Starting number 2 engine. N2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine. N2.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure complete.
Just see you sitting there, spotter. Fine. Right. Before taxi procedure.
Before taxi procedure.
There's a pin. Archivist, hello. Yes, yes.
Before taxi procedure complete.
Are you sure?
I am ready for before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist.
Ready for before taxi procedure. Flaps
No.
5 set. Before taxi checklist. Generators. On. Probe heat. On. Anti-ice. Wing anti-ice off. Engine anti-ice off.
Why is that thing now died?
Isolation valve. Auto. Engine start switches.
No idea.
Continuous. Recall. Checked. Auto brake. Rejected takeoff. Engine start levers. Flight control.
Cooper, click on show more below this video. Copy this route and come fly with me on this route. It's easy as that. Flaps 5, green light. Can't make you a new route while I'm busy, but you can copy mine.
Flaps 5 set. Green light. Detent. Ground equipment.
Clear. No, I'm not on IVAO. You won't see me and all, but I mean you can use my flight route. Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist complete.
Let's go.
Ready for taxi. Taxi lights on.
Hey Dave. Dave, the only reason the V-speeds will not show up is if you forgot to execute one of the pages or did not fill it in completely. So you're going to have to retrace your steps, okay? And then the last reason the V-speeds don't come up is if you use an SEL temperature that is out of bounds, in other words, invalid. So clear your SEL temperature and make sure that you filled in everything and executed all the pages, then you should be fine. Yeah, it's easier to just take one of the templates, you know, click like I did here in the stream now, just click on TO or TO -1 or -2. Yeah.
Horizontal stabilizer trimmer not set for takeoff.
Oh yes, because we clicked and then we misclicked. Dave, the best that you can do is come sit here in Discord, show us, let us watch what you do, and then we can tell you if you're doing something wrong, or we can see if there is a real problem. You know what I'm saying?
Trim down.
Cooper, it's too late for me to do it. If one of the other guys can maybe help you, but setting up IVAO is literally click next, next, next. There's nothing really to it. But, you know, if somebody here can help you, then great. Otherwise, tomorrow sometime. But it's getting too late for me now. After the stream, I'm going to bed. Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure.
By the time it's for takeoff, please.
Your nose wheel is
Before
definitely a
takeoff
lot better,
procedure
Nico.
complete.
Much better.
Ready for before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light.
Flaps 5 set. Green light. Detent.
Approaching.
Stabilizer trim.
7.
5 units set.
I'm just going to take the intersection. I'm not going to travel all the way back there.
TARA set. Before takeoff checklist complete.
On runway 17.
I am ready for your takeoff.
Takeoff.
Set time. Stabilized.
Toga.
Takeoff thrust set.
Yeah, Scotsman, you're right. It's just that download, the initial download takes time.
80 knots. Throttle hold.
Thank you. And you too, if you're going into all that mad weather. I got it.
V1. Rotate. Positive
Here we
rate.
go. Come on, day. Whoop, whoop.
Acceleration altitude.
Yeah. Yep.
Flaps 1 set.
Hey Nico, I have a somewhat irrelevant question.
Shoot.
Approaching transition.
Tell me.
Flaps up and set.
You normally use the heads-up display or not really?
It's there, but I don't use it.
Transition altitude. Speed checked. Flaps 2.
No, you idiot. I hate that
Flaps
fixed
up
spot.
and set. After a takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No light. Detent. Altimeters.
Right, Cooper.
Standard set. Cross-checked. After takeoff,
Flight
checklist
model
complete.
and autopilot, Nico, don't forget.
Well, the autopilot is on. The flight model is doing its thing, Uncle John.
No, I just thought I'd remind you, apologies.
Yeah, no problem. No reason to apologize. We'll have to keep an eye on our flight director, and we'll have to keep an eye on the wings, and we'll have to go outside a little bit. It's flippin' stable for me at this point in time. Very stable.
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches off.
Look how close they are, top of climb, top of descent. So while we're sitting here, we might as well go through the motions. So, forecast, request. I doubt we're going to really have any use for upper winds, but we might as well try it while we're testing. Got what we could, and that's fine. Right, so 700 kgs at this point in time, but we're still climbing, so it's irrelevant. Back. Well, I don't see any rocking, rolling. Looks all stable to me. What do you guys think? I'd like to see if the rolling has ceased on approach. Then I'll be happy.
Well, I'd like to see that top of climb to transition handling too.
Yeah, keep an eye on the screen. Hallo Hendrik. Our banana is getting dangerously close to the wrong side. Yes, Hendrik. Ja, I'm very busy this week. I'm gonna give it a nice kick in the butt just now. I'm gonna go for max rate, but I just want to get closer to 27. I think we've got about 3,000 feet that we can gain, so not more than that. Doesn't help you press the button now. Okay, excellent, Cooper.
There you go. It looks like it's reeling it in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still gonna help it a little bit, make it climb like a rocket yet. So. Stand up, sit down, you got it. Right, watch her go now.
Ready for descent procedure.
Right. We almost do it. Come on, other way.
Approach top of descent.
Does not want to listen to me. Okay, we didn't make it. We didn't make it, so we'll just leave it as is. Right, it just means that we're going to get a problem now, so let's do that. We've got 250 there now. Okay. You know what? I seem to recall in the back of my mind I did change it to 250 because look, it's set to 250. So I made a mistake. I should have gone there to 250. I forgot. Let's just check the OFP. Yeah, I made a mistake. I was aiming for 27, but it was actually 25. See, I missed it. Sorry? Say again? Uncle John?
No sound back from me.
Well, I can hear you. See, I initially planned it for 27. Obviously, I changed it in the interim and then it slipped my mind. It slipped my mind.
It's okay, Nico. I'll give you a company phone call to call when you get on the ground.
No problem. I'm not scared. down to 4,000. Hey Dracula, of course, you can ask. And look, Zibo, it did it again. The moment I touch my speed brake the first time, it kicks it, the auto throttle off. I don't know why. And I can now move it any which way I want. It will never do it again. But initially, that is just what it does. So irritating. Well, this is the same kind of a question I'm asking now, because either it's noise on the pod, which is possible in my case, I suppose it's possible in your case. Then in the EFB you have to set the noise lock, you've got to set the auto throttle lock. There's a couple of things, so it could be a wrong configuration. Now in my system, it's by the book. Everything is done, you know, for obvious reasons correctly. But what I've noticed in my regard is the moment I touch the speed brake the first time at top of descent, it throws it out, which means that my speed brake is probably also got noise on it. Now, I can't really see it. I mean, you can go and check the calibration. Speed brake, next page. See, all those zeros are zero. If they were jumping, that would signify that there is a, noise, but there isn't. There's no noise. So what exactly it is that's causing mine, I don't know. And Zibo, I think the other night he said he didn't change the code, but there's something now that's causing it, which leads me to think hardware, No, it's not the speed brake that's clicking, it's this one. For some reason it does the clicking. The speed brake doesn't make clicks. It's when it kind of fights with the throttles that it goes click, 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 click. What you need to do, and I mean this is obviously something I've already looked at on my side, is it under hardware? Yes, throttle noise lock. Look, mine is at 3. So I don't get any noise now. I've suppressed anything that there was that I was able to see. And then you need to have 80 engaged lock throttle. That must be on. Now theoretically, between those two settings, you should not get a disconnect unless your hardware is really jittery. I mean, if that pod is dirty and the Zibo mod picks up that there's, signal coming from it, it's going to do what it thinks it needs to do. But I mean, look, I can pull my lever, I can do anything I want now. It's only the initial one that does it to me. Kicks it out. Check all those things. Go through the Zibo install guide. There are a couple of those things where you have to set the noise, and lift the levels and do things, to balance everything out. I don't want to be funny, but this aircraft has been exceptionally smooth this evening. Exceptionally stable.
See what it's like when it comes into land.
Yeah. Yes, the X-Plane 11 version is updated as well. You can go find it. It's in the Google Drive. It's on the same level as the X-Plane 12 version right now. And once this is released, it will just take a few days for Zibo to bring it in there as well. Well, in this case, it's all about the autopilot and the flight model, eh? Steve Hendrik. Oh, there's a Yeah. Oh, I haven't said that. Thank you, Tommy. You're right, I haven't said that. 547. Thank you, co-pilot. 547. At this point in time, there's not going to be much of a difference. 300 kgs. 608, that's going to make any difference. Right, so then frequencies. Course setting 205. Right. Yep, we're getting there. There's porpoising on the outside, look at that. That's interesting. Let's see it here. Yeah. Look at that. Interesting.
That's definitely purposing, yeah. Look at the banana too.
Yeah, definitely porpoising.
Yeah, I spoke to Sid. I was thinking the same thing. You didn't have to say it, but great minds think alike. Can you imagine the airsick bags going around in the cabin now?
I think this is a new Skymatix Airlines feature to rock the passengers to sleep.
You think? Could be.
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches on.
Don't tell Ryanair, they'll charge for it.
Throttle is stable. There seems to be like a wind thing. Let me try and switch off the turbulence and the gusts and everything quickly. Check if it still does it. Yeah, still does it. Welcome, Flight Lab. Welcome to this family. A little bust, yeah.
Approaching transition. Looks a bit more stable level.
now.
Ready for approach checklist. 1000 to level
Yeah,
off.
look external.
Ah, then it starts again, Uncle John. Your fault this time.
Well, it normally is, so I'm not going to apologise.
Yeah, no, it's back. It's supposed to be level and straight now. And that's our platform altitude.
Still like to thank Twkster for his involvement again.
Of course. Of course. This might not be a flight model issue. This might just be a retuning required because of the flight model change. You understand?
Absolutely.
That might be a more accurate way of saying it. Because the flight model, I don't think it's the problem. I think this is something about the servos or something. It's in the autopilot.
I'm sure Zibo's picked up on it already.
Yeah. Well, I've written to him. Okay, so here's the trick now, right? I've now done this flight in 1208 beta 1. Next guy that does a flight needs to do it in the non-beta, and then we can compare notes. Hey, Wycliffe. Yeah, you gotta keep up.
I can do that in the morning, I can.
Cool. I'll probably put the flight up sometime during the day as well, but we'll see.
radio altimeter.
Flaps 5 set. Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing.
Yeah, all good, all good. It's getting late here. We're 2 hours ahead of you guys now, so it's just after 10. So when this flight is done, I'm gonna go and rest and sleep. But all good, eh? And with you?
Zibo decides not to update tonight, Nico. Even if he does, I won't update. I'll run this same flight with an omni.
Flaps 30 set.
Yeah, we just need to get a feel of where we're going to. Right, so speed brake armed, the brake is on. Cabin secure and passenger signs on and all those other lovely things. Let's go. I heard about the storm, eh? The guys were talking about it. Wow. Yeah, you guys must just look after yourself. Eh? We had an interesting situation a couple of days ago. We had winter in summer. I mean, it's supposed to be summer here, and all of a sudden one day we had like 4 degrees. That's it, 4 degrees Celsius, and we were dying. You know, you drop from somewhere in the 20s right down.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Well, I don't see the rolling we had the other day. The rolling seems gone. Hey guys? I mean, that thing's sitting right on that localizer.
Approaching 2-1.
Yeah, it was terrible, Wycliffe. That was fun. We're not used to the cold at all, you know. That's like autumn, winter cold for us. Anything below, I would say 15 degrees, we start getting jerseys, man. That's just how we have acclimatized.
500.
What a teacher to pack all your jerseys away.
I never did this year, so never did this year. This year I was too clever.
Approaching decision height. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked.
And Steve is here, so I can't even use full reverse thrust.
Auto brake in use.
He wanted me to phone a number the other day because I used reverse thrust. That was lovely.
Beautiful.
60 knots. Yet. Great landing. You are professional.
Thank you, Linda. Can always count on you. I've got one of those black no-limit credit cards, promise you. I can splash in this simulator like nobody's business. After landing procedure. Thank you, guys.
After landing procedure.
Hey.
After landing procedure complete. Flaps up and set.
Right, well, thank you everybody for watching
Approaching.
and
3,
joining. All the
5.
new guys that have never been here, all the old hands that come and go in the background. It was nice doing this flight with you guys, and I'm sure Zibo will bring out another fix probably later this night or tomorrow, and then we test again.
Thanks, Zibo. Thanks, Nico. Thanks for all the team that's contributed.
Yeah, no worries, and thanks to Twkster as well. Yeah, always a pleasure. Let's see. All right, brake set. Shutdown procedure. I forgot to start the APU.
Shutdown procedure.
Completely forgot about the APU. I hear you, Tero. I don't see any movement from Zibo's side, so he's either coding or he's taking a break. He has not even responded to my report, so he's definitely either busy with something else or resting. Probably you're right. Thank you, Tommy. Thanks for stopping by and have fun, man. Sleep well. Alright, there we go. Right, so let's see.
Ready for shutdown procedure.
Busy doing it, man. I'm not sure if this thing can move, but we'll see. Good night.
Night, Nico. Take care.
You
Rest
too.
easy.
Thank you.
Shutdown procedure complete.
Yeah, this was fun.
Ready for shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps as required. Probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps up. Parking brake
Okay, it's not active. So I'm sitting here waiting for no reason, because remember we had to reprogram it. Okay, so it's not gonna do the whole theater at the end. Okay. See, I had to just remember.
engine start levers. Weather radar.
Bye bye, Steve. Weather radar.
Off. IRS mode selectors. Off. Shutdown checklist complete. Ready for secure procedure. Secure
Any
procedure.
comments, Mac?
No, not really.
Thanks, Cooper. You too, when your time comes. Yeah, I think Zibo needs to just address the big issues that we saw, and then have a look at the pilot settings.
Just being as the auto isn't enabled, can you call ground services? Is there a button on that?
There is no button to press to call them, but I mean, I've got shortcuts in Explain that I can call them with. So, Explain store.
And so there's no door now then.
So I can press Control J, and there comes my jetway. And we can
So
go.
that's what I'm saying. It works. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah, it's just the automation that didn't work, that because of that cargo not
Yeah.
loading, etc. So let's also see if our other ground crew guys pitch up now. And
Probably not.
It takes them a wee while to do that.
Secure procedure complete. Ready for our secure checklist. Secure checklist. Fuel pumps. Pumps
Yeah, the
off.
touchdown didn't look anything
Emergency exit
overly.
lights.
That was nice.
Off.
Yeah.
Window heat.
The other thing I was going to say is,
Packs.
can you look at the voltages again now that you've
APU bleed.
landed?
We've already switched off most of everything,
Lights.
Max, so I'll have to switch it on. Let her just finish her story and then
Yeah,
yeah.
Off.
Because
Battery
that's
switch.
another feature that's being played with,
Off.
isn't it?
Secure checklist
So your
complete.
batteries are off and everything, are they?
If we are still flying today,
Forget it.
click
It
start
doesn't
new
matter.
flight.
Oh, there you go. Let's do it this way. What do you want to see?
Just the batteries.
There you go.
What voltage is that showing?
29. DC volts is 29.
Okay.
AC 113. That's just a big.
Now that
Are you breaking up, Mac?
or just battery?
Mac, you broke up completely. Try again.
I said, is that with ground power as well, or just battery?
No, that's ground power as well. Ground power is
Right,
okay.
can you switch ground power off and see if you get a discharge?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, Steel.
Thank you.
No problem. Hello, Steel, and welcome. Yeah, it's been a while, eh?
And don't flatten your battery.
Oh, I don't care. I'll charge it overnight. No problem. No problem. Well, it is what it is. Looks like we're done then.
Bless you, Nico.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Everybody watching, please go enjoy the rest of your day. Not sure which time zones you are. If you got to sleep, enjoy. If you got to work, enjoy that too. And we'll talk with you probably tomorrow evening again, by the looks of it. So that's it. Bye bye.
Oh, there is just one
Go on.
thought. I noticed the other day that with the jetway in, you can still select air stairs. Maybe he wants to make it that if a jetway's called, you cannot call the air stairs.
That took him.
If you go into the EFB at the moment,
Yeah, you can let it out.
Good point, Mac. Good point.
All right. Cheers, Wycliffe. Thanks for joining, man. See you tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Look, this, you know what to do. I need sleep.
well, I'm not saying it's a criticism. You shouldn't,
I know.
extend the air stairs, but he may want to put an auto inhibit in there.
Yeah, or you might rely on somebody's common sense, that too. Anyway, cheers, guys. I need to go. We'll talk in the next
Yeah.
morning or
Okay.
afternoon or evening again.
No.